But I've been recording, man.
Nigga, you literally looking at my phone, giving me an issue. Come on, man.
I felt like on that other episode, I was so loud. There's moments where I'm like, this nigga, why are you making this shit loud, bro? You must fluff us.
Every single podcast, there's nothing I can do from your loudness, dog.
Nah, you can volume it that it doesn't.
If you're loud, you can see yourself being loud.
Nah, man.
Hey.
Are you recording?
Yeah. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to 3rd Avenue. Reporting live from Rosebank. It's a bit light today because, summer's kicking in. And I'm sitting on my right, depending on how you're watching this, is my brother, Vinny. It's just going to be the two of us today. Just chilling, man. Just chatting some stuff, whatever comes to the mind. Actually, I have a topic. I actually was thinking about some topics before we get, since we're speaking of the summer season right now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add the context because I don't want to name drop, right? But I'm gonna just ask you this question: Do you think
You should lock it?
Do you think that dark-skinned people can put on sunscreen? Serious question, actually. I'm not even kidding.
Bruh, I think we also need to look at what is sunblock for, right? Sunblock means your skin pigment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from my understanding. I'm not gonna come here and try to sound like a scholar. Like I know what the science of sunblock is. I assume that sunblock is built in a way that because of your pigmentation of your skin, that when it gets in contact with the sun, it can cause you to have some burn on your skin. You know what I'm saying? But like when you're dark skin, and the reason why you dark skin is because you are from Africa, and the majority of the time there's sun, so your pigmentation is designed in a way that the sun cannot necessarily burn your skin, just like it would either a person with less pigmentation or
Yeah. I thought
not. So I won't lie to you, man.
I think your sunblock it typically comes from your upbringing, right?
Yeah.
Let me say this, right? So the main thing where you're gonna start putting on sunblock as a kid is when you're about to play sports, right?
Yeah.
Now let's look at where you're playing the sport, right? You just run up, you play. If now you went to these, I don't think we can call them Model C schools because it's been a minute now, Some of them is just parallel schools. Some of them are just high schools at this point.
I guess, niggas
But okay,
took
cool.
over.
You go off to these well-off or Afrikaans-dominated schools. Maybe you start playing a rugby. Then it's different, though. Because now when you're chilling with those guys, they're putting on sunblock. You feel me? Or sunscreen. Is there a difference?
No, it's the same thing. Sunblock and sunscreen, I think it's pretty much what
now I think that now if you're growing up playing sports, because now you were hanging out with those people, I sound so super like a conspiracy. But because that person, as kids, were curious, right? If you don't see the sunblock in the crib, right, assuming that there was no sun crib, you're gonna ask, yo, what's this? Right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna tell you sunscreen, man, you should put this, man, it protects your skin, right?
And
then you put it on. Right? And then you start buying sunscreen from that point in your life.
And what sort of sunscreen is, expensive sunscreen
like just those small, like it's like 250, bro.
Like
the small
fact that
and these are not. Have you ever seen the Nivea brand ones? And then it has like a count
for me, already, because the fact that you are dark, if you have the liver,
bruh,
for you to spend that amount of money knowing that what you're putting on is not even going to affect you. Yo, man, go ahead, go ahead, waste your money.
For me, yeah,
because
it's a curious, real conversation, crazy, because I don't know, maybe, because I know my skin reacts a lot in summer. Maybe I'm supposed to be putting on that sunblock, maybe, I don't know.
Look,
I don't know.
I'm of the lighter complexion. I don't like to consider myself light skinned.
But you must remember when I didn't actually
I've never like.
I never said like that or sunblock or sunscreen is for white people or so, right? I said it depends, like you said, pigmentation and obviously genetics.
Albinos also in that category.
And the way our forefathers were mixed, right? Not everyone's gonna have that African melanin that's gonna protect you from the sun. I don't know if that's the real biology. I just saw it once in a video, so I apologize if I'm.
When is the last time you saw an albino, man?
Someone I work with, yeah. I see a lot actually. I'm not even a cap.
Did you work with an albino person?
Yeah.
Wow. Does the person have blue eyes or?
I don't know. I don't look into people's eyes, bro. That's just weird, man. I will say, even my wife knows this. There was like this. Why are you saying albino, bro? Albino.
Albino. Yeah,
albino is in America, like just not to twag.
Really? Albino.
More in South Africa, they call them albinos. They say bino.
Oh, albino. Yeah. Okay.
Bro, I remember just even telling my mom, I saw this albino, bro, from this actress, right? And I saw her and I was like, yo, ma! This one. Not that I was like saying, oh, no, I'm not gonna be. I was like, yo, you bad, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I have a childhood crush on it for me. So I think in South Africa, I guess, obviously, the way we address this, it's a serious topic, albinos in South Africa, right? And actually, even in the world, if to put a lot of, you can ask a lot of people who don't even know information about albinos. We need to start actually being we spread. Everyone must learn from each other, right? We must learn about everything. But have you noticed we never speak about this? It's not a marginalized people, but who kind of deserve a voice. Where, especially in Africa, where a lot of superstitious beliefs on albinos, right?
Yeah.
I think, God damn it. Have you ever come across where someone is actually educating people about albino peoples and explaining? No, right? It's weird.
But what are you gonna say? I mean, in this case,
I'm just saying you're
just gonna say that these people have a pigmentation.
No. It's also shedding light that these people are, some of them, they are discriminated against. Actually, a lot. I don't even, to be honest.
But also, and like, to play devil's advocate in this case, like, imagine you're a village,
Bro, don't.
No, I'm just saying, like, sometimes we need to just create perspective so that we can create some understanding why people might have some opposing views and certain things. I'm just saying, imagine you're a village. You're a village, an African village back in the days. Everybody that comes out of that village is dark as fuck. Everybody's black. Remember, mind you, these people don't know anything about science. They don't know all these terms like albino, Gigi. A white baby just comes out of nowhere, bruh.
Fair. But
can you imagine the destabilization that is gonna happen in that village, bro?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Especially, you might think just because you're sitting here.
But I think what you're referring to.
No, but
you're referring to people. Usually people with superstitions are people, in much more excluded areas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because the education. Yeah. That's why it's a real, like, bro. It's a real issue because you need, like you're saying, you're talking about something where, yes, and people.
But how would you go about?
I don't know.
Because the majority would know the actual.
Yes, everyone is getting accustomed and we're starting to learn, right?
Who are you referring in this case? Because I
mean, okay, let me say this. As privileged people who can go and sit right here and talk about topics
and
like
have a friend who's an albino,
and you can have these things, you're gonna have an open mind. But I think it's unfair. Just to go off a tangent, because I had a riff as I saw it. As we're talking about this, remember when we were growing up, the SABC would run a lot of HIV campaigns. Like you as a kid, you learn so much because they'll tell you
it's HIV victory.
How come now they don't do that? How come? It's funny, right?
Because it's not. I think it's because it's under control, though.
No, it's not.
It's not. Look, no. Sometimes you can
not.
be. No, I think
it's a big issue that gets on the serious note. I'm not even joking about things like this because it's actually that's why we even had the South African broadcaster, right? Is to get stuff like that. If you go out now, right, it's a serious issue, especially for young people. Sexual education is still, it's so in its infancy, bro. Like, it's not even something where I'm joking of. You can go talk to other people, bro. It's a serious topic. Some guys have never been in a hospital, never been tested because it's not being pushed. What about all the other kids who are going to grow up now? Because the campaigning, you must remember it. It's still marketing people to take care of themselves. Yo, bro, don't go. It's a serious topic. Some things, but no, to you, like I said.
No. What you're saying is factually true, and I think in this conversation, when it comes to sexual transmitted diseases and its education, you must keep in mind the reason why the education of it sometimes becomes limited is because of the issue of religion. See, in every majority of religion, it's prohibited. Sex is prohibited.
Fair.
So prevention is basically the cure in their understanding. So they think, and I remember watching a documentary of this for a state in America. I think it was probably one of the cities in the state of Texas, or one of the southern states. But they were discussing the issue of saying, okay, regardless of your beliefs that people shouldn't have sex, but the education is important. Because what tends to happen is kids will still be kids. People will be still fucking. And people will be doing what they want to do. And rather than do it in a safe way. But now, which I feel like in this case is true. It's applicable. Like, it's not something like drugs. There was a case
it's also like we're also forgetting that there are a lot of people who get these transmitted marital people who are married. That's why I'm like, there's a bit of like a disconnect, because I'm not saying it's not under control. We can go speak to certain people and ask them, yo, bro, what should you do in this situation? I remember when we first got to uni, bro, dog, all the white kids were like, yo, talking about, and then, because we went to a religious school. Now, you can hear what, boy, you don't know, you're not knowing something that could potentially save your life, or the real prevention, right? Because human beings are human beings. Now you're hearing 1, 2, 3. Hey, dude, so if I had to prep, and these people, bro, they 18, 19.
I won't lie to you. I honestly came into, now that you say this makes me realize, I only came to the information of PrEP, like these pills that PrEP, that means if you have coitus with anyone who's infected, that means you might not.
No, it just says,
covers you up.
It just says basically in this today's culture, right? What it's saying is, if you know you're a single person and you're out and about, right? No judging.
Bro, I only knew that there was PrEP in 2021.
Really?
That was the first time I'm like, what the shit? I even thought this nigga was just lying to me. I'm like,
they'll even
what?
tell you,
and
man.
I didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's funny, bro. Like, what
just proves I was a good kid.
That was so crazy, bro. We're the most vocal youth, vocal about everything. But the thing that we all do, we're not actually educated. We grew up, bro, like scrutinized. That ad that ran for like 5 years straight, bro. Like, you memorize the ads as a kid. Dog.
Yeah.
But now we're living in a time, yes, where we are promiscuous.
So
all of us.
Where would they place these ads now? On YouTube?
bro, they can go on any platform. Any platform. And the thing is, also the people who are out here, like us having this conversation, the reason why I'm not even making a joke, because I'm like genuinely on my heart. Like, I believe these are genuine things, man. As young people, we should have a conversation about. Not out of isolation, but like real chat. No, hey yo, like real chat, like yo, dog, let's educate each other, right? Especially guys, because guys, I don't know the stats, but we the ones who tend to like do, I'm not judging, like I said, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in your shoes, but like we are the one who would spread something, because we would have multiple partners. You'll take it here, take it there, and take it there, right? And
bro, we are still on the topic, but like when you said multiple partners and how men can spread something easily, at first I was about to rebuttal you. I'm like, no, but that's kind of unfair. Women as well. But because of this recent story I heard, I didn't actually like dig into it, so obviously, but I don't know if you heard one of the I don't know, the president of Guinea or
what's Tariel Guinea?
This nigga, bro, this nigga had 400 tapes, sex tapes of different women, and these women are women of
politicians,
basically all the homies, all the men he knows in his life.
His brother's wife,
he fucked their wives, bro.
They all looked like it was consent.
Yes, apparently. That's the worst part.
That was the worst part.
It's not like this nigga did anything wrong, and even
we don't know. Let me just say that, because obviously it's a fairly new story, because people can come out and say otherwise, right? So
yeah, but no, they obviously they had to go over the camera things. But like now, imagine this. How does good. I was like, I think it wasn't even in a long time span.
Where did you watch it?
I heard it on McG podcast. I don't know.
Oh really? There's I watched this other guy. I gotta plug him, because he always does very short stories. That's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
And now they saying they leaked this thing, so allegedly, because they wanted to take this guy out of office, basically. But now it did the opposite. And now they're saying people, when they think about this country, now they're gonna think about, that nigga who 400 who was out there 4K. And the worst part, this guy apparently has married 6 kids.
He has like 6-7 kids. But what I find astonishing is the number, bro. Like I ain't saying niggas don't fuck around like that.
It's crazy,
but
that
like
they said he
for me
had it in
to comprehend,
CDs, bro. That means this guy's been doing this because he said CDs.
Imagine there's a guy who has on record that I have slept with plus 400.
Nah, I think there was. I don't think there was probably.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Bro.
There was probably a power play of saying I did this, but I don't know. Allegedly, I'm saying allegedly.
Bro, they're saying some of the women were even fixing the camera. Nigga, they knew what the fuck was going on, bro.
I'm saying it was basically for blackmail. He had that stuff.
I feel like also. This is my theory as well. I had the same theory where at first I asked myself, why would these women be adjusting it? And I felt like, I ain't gonna lie to you, women. This is one way you can fuck a nigga, right?
Yeah.
Let's say one day, I become a famous guy. I'm big and shit like that. And then my enemy, do you know how much power that guy has? Like I always used to say, the one way to get back at your op is simple. Fuck his wife. There is nothing more emasculating and degrading. No, like I'm spitting bars. I ain't even joking. There is nothing that you can do to look, man. Sometimes when you want to get revenge at someone, or if you want to strip that man's masculinity, fuck his wife. It's even worse if that guy really loves his wife. Oh, bruh. So I think maybe I'm assuming you're of the same theory here, that those women said, you know what? I also want to record this so we can tell this nigga.
I can't say I'm on the same caliber, because let's think about it like this. Hey man, that thing it goes many ways, right? It's either those ones like you said. Oh wait, Maybe they had their issues as a couple, right? And the women were also trying to get back at their husbands.
Nigga, how many women want it? Like, god damn, bro.
Man. I think let's wait for it to develop. Let's see where it goes. Because it's very new, this story.
It's crazy.
So,
No, but that guy has a problem, man.
yeah, that's a problem.
Nah, that nigga has a problem. Like, I'm not just saying, like, nigga, this is just insane, bro.
No judging,
that
but
is
like,
just
brother, man,
insane, bro.
That's
Like,
just insane.
God, where did he get all this energy from? Where did he, like, bro, like, this commitment?
He's such a important guy, like your time, dog.
Like, and your priority, kids, and your priority,
your wife.
Is the nyash in front of your brothers. Like, these are people that are close to you,
see
man?
Those things? Those are things when they, like what got into this riff. It's like, even when you're like, oh yeah, women do it too, nah,
niggas are just niggas,
like,
man.
I don't know how. Like, I'm just gonna say I say this, man. And you know what sucks about men? You know what sucks about men? You will try your utmost best to not be a man. Let me say it like that.
Yeah.
Typical. Try your utmost best. And everyone is waiting for you to fail. Why is that? Huh? Have you noticed? Everyone's waiting.
Because I think it also stems. I was listening to Robert Greene, and he was talking about, obviously he's the author of 48 Laws of Power, Art of Seduction, and all of that. But he was talking about the thing that really turns off people, that kills off the seduction, is preaching. And I feel like the reason why people then feel that way, like they want you to fail, is because maybe you come across as you're preaching this lifestyle you're living. But that is not always the case. There are some people who are just honestly, bro.
I think
they just don't respect your boundaries
I just say, man, let me be real, man. I don't have the playbook of life, right? But like, going back to the topics of just educating each other, right? At the end of the day, man, it's never gonna be enough. We are often right now caught, let me say it like this, we are often doing things we don't even know why we're doing them anymore. I'll say the same thing with, maybe if you're out there and out and about, you get every goal, or you get every man, or you get every money, you get everything. But the biggest question is why? Are we just doing it? Because if this guy got to it didn't say 400. I think it didn't say 400 women. It said 400 videos. So it could have been 30 of the same ones, right?
Maybe.
But if like, when I often think about it, like, every time you often say, okay, cool, got the first car, and then every time I want a better car, I always know I have a car. It moves from point A to point B. It's a car. Whether if it's a G-Wagon, it's still going to move from point A to point B. Maybe the other one will be more slightly safer. Maybe it won't get pushed by the wind like mine when it's strong wing things. But in actual essence, all the things that you really need are kind of basic in real life, right? And I'm not going to make it like, oh yeah, go into the bundus. Let's think about it like this. Let's break it down, right? You got this car, right? You get a house. Somehow you pay it off and it becomes your guys' house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start saving money. You make a trust for your kids to go to uni. If they want to go to uni, to go to school, to go all through these things. Right? You make sure everyone's good. You have a normal job. You're retired. You get enough money to live. You've put enough money to live until you die. Doing normal people things. Right? Do you think if we all just thought about it, I know it sounds like I'm settling. Do you think if we all started about the things that are going to help us survive, should all that millionaire, billionaire shit work out? If like we just started saying, you know what, I'm going to make sure I put everything in order. I'll make sure I'll have a normal car. I'll make sure that even if it's the smallest house, I own it. It's mine and I live in it, right? But somehow, especially, man, and you can feel it, man. Let me not be a hypocrite. You want more. You always just want more.
But it's just innate in our human nature.
No, it's not. I don't think that.
Sometimes.
I think it's a bad thing. It's not, bro. If it was in human nature, how come all our forefathers were living in the bundus and not building mud mansions then? If it was in our nature, that's some bullshit, dog.
Yeah, but then eventually, then there was one guy who decided, you know what, I want a mud mansion.
No, he was like,
I want the mud of everyone.
That was the first guy who just waged. He waged the war, and he said, "And like, why do I need to be nice to you?
Yeah.
Or why do I need to play fair? Fuck all of you. Why don't I just kill you and take your shit?"
Yeah,
that's what happened. Greed. That's what the world is in the way it is.
Greed. It is what it is.
At the end of the day, in essence, like if we looked at it properly, right? It sucks, and I don't want to say. I'll say it like once I got the job, and then I got the car, right? And I got, hey man, and it's like a dark feeling, and I'm like, okay, sharp. I got married, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Then we're gonna have the kids, and then what? Then, right, those kids are gonna grow up. And every time I think about, being old, man. I know it sounds weird, right? Firstly, people listen to you because they fucking feel sorry for you.
Nah, bro. This what you're saying, right? So I stay obviously with my mother-in-law. And I find myself genuinely wanting to, like, I always want to hear what she has to say, like, because I know that as a person of age, people tend not to want to, like, so I always be like, I always want to hear what you say, and I feel like
it's in most cases, important thing.
And most times, bro, these people have cool stories, man. They've lived a long life. I feel like also it's the sense that maybe, it'll be that time where I'm like, I want to watch TV.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then I just hitting me up with a conversation.
Beg him.
But like sometimes I really try obviously I'm only human, but in most cases I try my utmost best to listen, hear what the person has to say, because again, bro, I feel like what you're touching on, it goes back to the fact that if we are trying to look for a purpose and meaning in this life thing, I feel like the main thing we need to know is that we're put on this earth for others as well.
No, I think
I feel like that's something that we take advantage of. That's something that we're not considerate of, and I felt this sense when I started to think to myself, like, I salute and commend those people who could genuinely have so much money and like build all this money, and it's just them, like they're single, there's no kids, they're even apart, because like to me it's like, what the fuck are you doing this for? Like there's a part of me that just kind of be like, dog. Like when you, because the point is, immediately when you get wiped out, bro, it's gone. Like we're gonna like there's nothing.
I think the deepest.
There's nothing you can keep on this earth that could even make you remember that we can remember you in the next 10 years.
Yeah. I was listening to a video when you're saying that. It's like, it often says this, right? It was talking about generational wealth, right? Things like I said, the main thing, like, you can give, like, it was talking and touching about so many things which were like very, like, they were very deep. Like, it was talking about who you marry matters, right? Firstly, right? And it says this: if that person is an only child and you're an only child, y'all should be fine.
Yeah.
Because when y'all inherit, y'all fine.
Fine. Yeah.
It was breaking it down realistically what's gonna happen. Because the moment you have siblings, that's a very different inheritance. The moment your wife has siblings, that's a very different way of doing it, right? Now you have to think logically. It says if you start now building generational wealth, like you buy, for example, the main thing that all of us, we've missed the point on planet Earth, right, is the fact that out of everything, everyone can talk about Bitcoins and whatever, right? The one thing that you can leave, and you must remember this, think about this straight. Population is increasing, right? The one thing that you can genuinely give your kids It might not look crazy, even if it's a small piece of land, because we will run out of space. Even the places, think about it, even the places that they said they're not inhabitable,
Yeah.
they will have to force to be inhabitable.
Yeah,
Now that's why now
facts.
sometimes,
No, true.
especially in South Africa, you're like, hey man, who owns this whole plot of land? Like, this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing you're gonna give, right? And even if you saved money, build a trust for your kids, right? If you speaking now average, you're gonna probably, God willing, you live until you're 85, right? Your kids will be in their 60s, meaning whatever you're making now, you're making for your grandkids, not your kids. Because the time when they get to 60,
What happens? What happens?
So what I'm saying is, this is why I'm saying it. We're put on planet Earth, and I'm saying with everything like this, I know probably right now the poorest generation. We're supposed to have more money, but we don't. Somehow we have more money, but we can't do the same shit. Right now, me and you, somehow, nigga, you were living in your mama's house. Right now, me and you at our age, if it was 2008, right?
Would be probably on our first mortgage.
First property.
Yeah.
First. We're not talking about, this is our first mortgage. No, first property, right? And people will think, oh no, it was back. No, guys, we have the way inflation has murdered people in Gen Z. Like, you guys don't understand the way it has murdered us, especially in the past 4 years from COVID. Like, you'll just get the paper, you get to the store. Remember in 2018, we used to buy that Nescafe coffee for like $60.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we still buying it for $120? And wait, crazy. The $60 one was the gold.
Was the gold?
Not the classic.
It wasn't even like the old school.
Not even the classic, right?
I know, that's crazy.
And so now a lot of people think what's happening in the world is like, oh yeah. Let me say this, guys. And I was watching it. I could only get a car because I live at home. I'll sit here and take you to my chest for the sake. Maybe someone will say when they feel like, hey man, people think I have money or whatever they'll feel. Even now when I run down the numbers, to get an apartment at Rosebank, next to your job, let's get it frank straight. Next to your job, I can't afford it. In America, all the other countries, they're having the same issue. Why do we have a hybrid and all these things working? There are people who now willingly say, bro, I only come in twice a week, so I'll travel from another city that twice a week in order to cut on rent. And guys, these things, yes, before they were just like only in America. Dog, here in South Africa, you are lucky. Once you jump out of that unemployment, you'll just be sitting like, man. So going back to it, I get it. It's a bleak future. They're telling us don't have kids. Let's work long enough. To be honest, we're not the first people to do this. I know the odds are stacked against us, right? But yo, guys,
so then my issue with our situation and where we find ourselves in is because we don't have historical data that we can look upon and expect some changes, because a lot of the historical data is skewed purely based on the fact of what's one simple thing: technology. If you can imagine the significant technological progress that has happened in the last 20 years. The last 20 years, and this means I was still alive. I was probably grade 1 or something. How, bro?
But now what they're saying
how are we gonna know what's gonna happen?
They're saying is there's this argument this economist makes, and it makes sense. You know what he's saying? He's saying inflation is worse than we think. And he says this is because every country, the way they remember in economics in 2021, we used to do past papers and we'd calculate CPI, and it will tell us they've changed the way we calculate CPI.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So now it's saying every time they change the calcs, it sounds like a conspiracy, but it makes sense. It's saying that it's kind of skewing, like you said, skewing the data to the point that it's saying things are worse, but they're not that worse. But in actual essence, the feeling, that's what I'm saying. The feeling of going into a store.
My issue with inflation is that inflation changes the prices of overall goods, right?
Yeah.
But when they say inflation is lower, those goods don't like now go
down. They stay the same.
They maintain at a new margin now. This is the new standard.
Still worth it. Like,
I'm like, this is bullshit. I always feel like, you know, I know this is gonna sound unscholar of me to say, but these are constructs we all just came up with, you know, in economists. Like, we can all just come together as a world and be like, yo, niggas, listen, man.
Let's just change anything.
Let's just start fresh. Y'all niggas could be at this rate, we could be at this rate, and we can move on.
Never want to do
but
that.
I want to, you know, the way you know human beings won't do shit, right? And geopolitics is so deep. Like, sometimes you always wish for simple answers. So I'm reading an article. I think for those who know, there's an uprising there or in Mozambique because of the elections. Because they voted in the elections.
Loosely, yeah.
And then imagine, like, it's the hated party, the party that no one had wanted out of power, apparently won 70% of the votes. Niggas were like, fuck that, nigga. They started burning shit, they protesting and shit. And obviously now it has created, remember, we have trades with Mozambique, and now obviously the reason why it's becoming, you know, big enough news is because it's affecting us, and it's also affecting them, especially now in this season, going to the festive season. Now there's gonna be a lot of things happening, but because of this fight. But the thing is, you would assume South African niggas could just come in there and say, yo, cut the shit out, let's continue as business. But you can't, because now the only way we can even enter this conversation as like South Africa is through SADC. You see, there's so many layers to governance that sometimes if someone had to sit down and tell you all these layers and all these parameters, you would just sigh and say, like, what's the point of this? What's the point of even you having conversations?
I think it goes back to like when, have you ever like not done something and you knew it was the right thing to do? Like maybe report something and you're like, bro, the admin. That's what usually just happens.
It's the admin.
I think people always just think about, bro,
creating that high barrier of entry. Just
and sometimes there's this theory, bro, they're saying in the USA that for companies to avoid layoffs, right, they are forcing people to come back to the office. It's a theory. It hasn't been proven, but like you can see it happen. They'll say, y'all niggas need to come back into the office. You need to come back into the office. And then obviously, you know, tech, especially tech guys, are like, fuck y'all, man, we quit. Now on the market, the stock market, it doesn't look like they're layering them off.
Or they just quit themselves. I understand.
And now it's like, you see, my thing is, it's not that I am sitting here, and sometimes, yes, we love, like, going on media, we can look at social media, and it heightens this, or the world is ending, right? I don't think the world is ending. Do I feel like the world is shit? Hell yeah. I feel like the world, anytime when someone comes and says, hey, my brother, let me tell you something, man. All this shit is pit against you. Like, if you get luck, let's like break it down. Anytime, especially, bro, I think Gen Z, I don't know what's gonna happen to us. How is it that as Gen Z, right, most vocal generation, right? I think even, I don't know if that guy for
I ain't gonna lie to you.
FX, what was that, the guy, the one who got FTX, wasn't he? Nah,
no, that nigga was just a whole fucking scam.
No, but no, you know what I'm trying to tell you? I'm trying to see, as the most vocal generation, What have we made? Because all the other generations will...
Bro, can I be honest with you? And I'm not saying this to be funny, but like lately I've been sitting down and I've been meditating, and I feel like the only thing that Gen Zers came with is this gender shit.
Nah.
No, truly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Truly speaking, the only thing that we came in with that we can say there was a discussion of the youth and anything is the gender stuff. The LGBT, like the whole discuss, the whole trans thing,
but like
it's the only thing that we can say, bro. And shout out to I know that I'm not taking any stance, but like shout out to Donald Trump for
say shout out to Donald Trump.
No, he's eradicating this garbage that I feel like all of us knew was garbage. The reason why is because the trans situation and the issue of the LGBT people. I always felt like this. I always felt like
the topic.
No. I felt like this.
It didn't really affect me personally.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, like that's what I'm saying. I felt like as a South African, I never felt that we had issues with anybody based on who they want to have coitus with or anything like that. So I always felt like this thing was never an issue.
No, I'm not saying
it was made in. It was a non-issue.
I'm not saying no.
It was a non-issue.
Let's break it down.
It was a non-issue.
No, that's an unfair way to put it. I say this because they are people who identify or go through these things are rightfully allowed to feel the way they feel. They are just a minority.
Yeah, but that's that's not my argument here. How is feelings an issue?
No, wait. Firstly, people who usually have these conversations, right? I don't. These for me, this is a social media topic, right? The fact of the matter is this argument about...
It's not an argument, man.
No, but I'm saying this thing of like, oh yeah, our generation, my nigga.
But like I was just saying, that's all we came with. What else did you come with? What did what revolution? We came with the botched revolution.
No, that's unfair, bro. And the thing is, we can't say that about our generation because I would... No. Wait, firstly, our generation has actually changed the way shit is done. If you think about it, niggas about just sitting on streams and making a living. We're the first ones to do that and take that shit and adopt with it and go with it. I'm gonna sit here and hear everyone belittle.
But that's not where we're talking about. We're talking about like we're not talking about.
No, that's in the thing is what you're doing is what you're doing is what you're doing is I feel as if you're taking like... Yes, in South Africa it's present. I feel like you're taking an American issue. And
I never said I was saying...
And then layering it like that's the only thing we do as a generation.
No. Obviously, I'm talking about...
We pushed Black Lives Matter. That's a very... we might have never been at the forefront, but to have, like I said, our generation, I will shout out to respect of having real conversations about being a black person, being a black woman. It's unfair. Yes, they don't take our issues serious, right? And also those people, it's okay and it's a good thing to learn from other people, right? It's a good thing. I don't think, to me personally, I don't think that would people who usually... What's this guy? There was this I watched on Patrick CC. He's a comedian and an artiste. He's Dan... What's his name? But in essence, what I'm saying is, he was making this joke of saying white straight male says they feel violated, like they feel like they're under attack, but yet they are still the richest people. That's my thing with that topic you're saying, is that we're saying that's the problem, but people still go on about their business every day.
No one said... My point is, my argument was very simple. I feel like no. My statement was simple. For a very long time, when I used to see media and in the conversations I didn't understand how was this an issue. It was never an issue.
No, I think it's because you take American... the thing is, I want you to take this very thing. It's because you are exposed to a ton of American media, bro. You can't
I'm not
just
saying
mirror
I'm not mirroring it that way, but I'm just saying in general. First of all,
It's American media. It's heavy, and I'm not saying it's a.
If we're talking, the conversation we're having, we're talking mainly about the discussion of youth. And in this case, obviously, if we were not specifying to South African youth, because then if we're gonna say, okay, then what has South Africans as a youth?
I just feel like
we're talking about in this case,
what you sound like all the other generations, fucking pulling us down because
this is not about pulling.
Social aware.
No.
What you're saying,
We
are more socially aware.
No. My fact is, bro, that, like my argument was. We're not talking when I mentioned the whole thing, that the biggest thing that we came up with, and I feel as the youth,
bro,
is that, bro, I'm telling you, in most cases, if you go speak to a younging right now, and you say the same thing that I said now, it's gonna be like it's gonna be the main topic of discussion, as if that is the issues that we have surrounding us. Whereas I felt like I never felt like a situation where I'll be like, again, this is my personal experience. And I think, look, I'm not saying that there are places where people just don't accept these things, but I feel like we were very accepting of it, and the influencing.
Counter. You're saying that because
specifically in South Africa,
no, South Africa, we still have a very long way, man. We have a very long way of accepting people for who they are. Just because you didn't experience it doesn't mean it's not happening. But then, what is
acceptance in this regard?
Look, we don't break down acceptance. You want to be accepted for who you are and what you do.
But if we're talking about but remember, this conversation is based on a
I don't
much
think
bigger.
We're talking about much basic. No, it's a basic thing, bro.
We're talking about broader issues here.
No, wait. It's a broader issue. The thing is, at the end of the day, people are going to be transphobic. They're going to be homophobic. People are going to be racist. People are going to be classist. And there's a bunch xenophobic. They are a bunch of those people we walk with. So I'm not gonna. Yes, it might not to some people be the broader issue, but it's an issue. It's a serious issue.
It is an issue, but the problem with narrow-minded vision is that because as you are disagreeing with me, and I'm telling you that our focal point for the past years and so has only been on this one factor and matter from our generation.
Cap.
What else?
Cap.
Then tell me what else?
Cap.
Then what else?
Did we do as a generation?
What else? No, if you're saying no, the thing that I feel like we came in with force, and that's not to say what we came in was wrong. No, it was generally a very good movement and was for the right reasons and so forth. But now it has just gone diluted.
Energy, bro.
And no, how am I hating? I'm saying
hating, bro.
No, you're not. No, but it's not. I'm not hating. You're not listening to my point. You're feeling like I'm not trying to instill a reaction or say anything. I'm saying to you, then if the case is, and I'm telling you that the biggest thing that we can say that we have contributed to our society and the overall society as part of our generation is that movement. And I'm asking you, if you are disagreeing with me, then could you give me another
let's look
thing
at
that we have?
Why are you gonna say?
I'm not saying
all of it is cap.
I would like to know.
Let's look at the first Gen Z who just will use tertiary education and gets a job. Let's see who first and how many years since then. No.
Bruh, we're not to do it. But now you are being defended of Gen Z as if I'm attacking Gen Z.
You do.
I'm not taking.
That's what you said.
I'm not. No, it's not an attack.
No,
bro.
you said all we contributed for.
The fact is, I'm saying to you, the biggest contribution is that you can't offer me another contribution.
How do you reach a conclusion if they say arguably 96, right? 96 is Gen Z, or sometimes in some cases 97, right?
Yes.
How old are those people right now? 28 and 27.
Yes.
How the fuck can you make a conclusion of impact
we're talking about now.
This short span
we're not,
of time?
No. You see, because your problem
10
is...
10 years ago, these people were teenagers, and you're telling me that's all we contributed.
My problem is you are making this conversation as if you are pro Gen Z, and I'm not against anyone. Stop defending.
You're taking all these other old millennials things
you don't
that
have
you
to
watch every day.
Relax.
then you bring them.
No,
and the
that
people
means
they
you
hate.
are just hate. You are feeling as if I'm not hating on us.
Nigga, let us cook. I feel like, how do you reach a conclusion?
I never reached the conclusion. I never reached
We're
the
not even 30
Nigga,
yet.
I never reached the conclusion.
We're not,
All
listen,
I'm saying
we're not even
that this is what we're
30
doing.
Yet. We're not even
This
30
is the
yet.
path we're in. And low key, man. And
We're not even 30
and
yet.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. And I get it why you wanna feel defensive, because you know a lot of these niggas, these millennials will be talking shit about Gen Zers, right?
We're not even 30.
And yeah.
So this thing when every time they're
yeah, bro, I know there's sometimes Gen Zers can be doing some wild.
But the thing is, you understand, you're forgetting why
we're not even. No, can you think about it? Are we in the state of revolution? Because you
Firstly,
could. Where? What is our?
Listen.
What is our state of revolution? Then?
Wait, listen.
What is it? Where are we gonna say as us the youth?
Wait.
I can say to you, the biggest contribution for me is the youth, and I'm gonna tell you, but just because, just to say to this nigga, the biggest thing that I've seen that the youth has done in this country was the Fields Must Fall protest. That was a proper stipulation of the power of what the youth can do when they put their energy in the right places.
Yeah, but you
under
out
the
here
right
hating
leadership.
on us, though.
I'm not hating.
Coming with
My
hating.
fact is,
No, just because you
right
say,
now.
nah, bro, stay away from American media,
No,
man.
this is not American media.
Nah,
I'm
that's
just
American
saying.
media, because
Okay.
yes, it's a. I've noticed these things. What you were saying was a typical video from someone
this is not a
hating
typical. This is not,
on the youth.
I was not hating on the youth. That's the point. You made it seem as if I was hating on the youth.
We
All
can
I was
play
saying,
this shit back, bro.
no, you can play it back. But all I was just saying, and I remember I was like, yo, I feel like the biggest contribution that I feel like, and in this
You forgot so many things,
in this point, and I'm making
the environment.
the environment what?
We're
Hey, don't
pushing
fuck with me that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want to touch that conversation. That little girl to be screaming at adults there.
Listen.
That white little girl.
On the real though, the fact of the matter, this is why people sometimes, yes, it's not it sounds like yes, but we have to sit here and have an open mind. Do you realize, bro? Yes, we need to start taking the environment thing seriously.
No one's discrediting that. Yes, we have to take the environment.
And wait,
thing
I thought I
serious.
had a crazy thought yesterday. I was saying to myself, my guy, if you're so rich enough, yes, to buy Teslas and have clean energy, please fucking do that shit, bro. Make it easier. Because if you can afford to do that, man, you're kind of helping. Of course, it's expensive to have clean energy, but my argument changed and I started having a different
As an African, and as a South African, I do not advocate for any clean energy. I feel like we should maximize our usage of coal till the maximum as we can, because people do not understand this and people really do not get this.
Straight.
That there is,
you're in the southern hemisphere where you're telling me that we can develop solar panels because we get a lot of sun.
There is no renewable energy that is more efficient than burning coal. That's the problem.
No, we're
if
not
there
saying
is an energy, this is the point. If there is, energy source, if there is any renewable energy that could compete with coal, trust me, the rest of the world will be running it.
No,
and in South Africa, we have so much abundance of coal. So you can look.
Arguably not, but
no,
like,
we really do. We really do.
But listen to what I'm saying. You heard me say.
So I'm of that. Yes.
I even said it. I said, if you can afford that shit, please do it. Because yes, you can sit. I never said replace coal, bro. Yeah. I said if you can still get this, we can get clean energy and we can still do it and we can alleviate and we can do whatever you can and we can afford to fucking do it. That's what I said. I never said go. I'm not talking about every corporation, because I'm a realistic person. Things happen with time. It's not gonna be efficient in 50 years. It's not.
All right,
it's
man.
The thing is, we have to take care. We don't even take care of the planet, and you want me to sit here and you're gonna busy saying, oh, as an African, bro, as Africans, we love Earth, but we don't take care of Earth. And now you're telling me that,
bro, don't say we.
We love Earth. I'm
just gonna say it. it's corporations that are not even under our control. So, by the way, let's just, you know what, man, because I feel like we're going to expand on a larger topic. Because you see, I find myself as a patriot, and I'm a huge patriot of South Africa, and I'm not going to adopt liberalist ideas. Leftist ideas. Wait. No, some of them are positive.
Wait. Can we get this straight? Why, bro? Are you having a conversation as if you're in America? What's leftist?
No.
We
so
don't
you have to understand. No, we have that in South Africa.
No.
You don't know. It's a way of ideology of thinking, bro.
No, it's not an.
If you don't read, nigga, don't come tell us niggas you're gonna be reading shit.
No.
Nigga, they say that everywhere, bro. This
is why I wanted to discourage politics on the thing, because what you're doing is you're saying that I am not allowed to take different ideas from different things. No, you can't
do that. I'm not saying
let's not name.
But I'm just saying, I'm saying some ideas are obviously from a leftist perspective, which are more liberal, and then there's some of the ideas are from the right wing, which are more conservative. These are ideologies, but these are terminologies that you have to use.
I feel like anytime I say something and I say it at a surface level, you're blowing it out of proportion. I'll say something. For example, when I spoke about the environment and clean energy, I never spoke about as a country. I spoke about individuals. One thing I believe in solely, and that one I will take, is you as an individual, you are responsible for what you are capable of.
Can I interject?
No, wait.
Can I interject? Because I don't want to speak.
Letting me talk. You're not letting me finish talking. I never spoke about the entire, everyone has to do this. I never said that. I said, hey, if you can afford solar panels, you can start doing cleaning. I said if. That's a big thing. I said if you can afford, please do it. Because yes, the science is saying the earth is dying. That's not gonna change, bro. I'm not talking about corporations. That's not gonna change, bro. It might be a thing, bro. It might be someone might think, I'm not talking about it in any way of capacity about corporations. I'm talking about it. I'm talking about like, hey, bro, wouldn't it be ideal for you right now? Let's say you can afford, you buy a farm, you want to be off the grid, you want to grow your own food, you want to do anything to take care of yourself, your family, and you can adopt and teach those things as time goes on. I'm not talking about the commercialization.
Yeah, but then that's
a different thing.
That's a lifestyle.
But that's exactly choice. What I'm saying. That's something you can tell someone.
And
but what you're saying,
my chat, which I don't like having with black people when they talk about the ideas. No. Let me get my point. My point is very simple. The idea of climate change and the idea of environmental sustainability is not applicable to us people of color. The reason why I say this, if you look at it in South Africa, I'm talking about, let's talk about numbers. If you want to look at it in a much general sense, because we take other ideologies that are also, as you say, I'm taking a lot of conversations and ideas from America, but I can say to you that right now, South African people,
a lot of
in general sense, African people are the most sustainable individuals in this entire fucking continent. And I don't need stats to show me that, because every time when we all know, all of us here, we all go to a Makaya, how much sustainable factors are in that whole operation that happens. And do you know how big the population of rural areas in South Africa? Almost half. We are more sustainable. You know how I know it's sustainable? Because I even stay with my mom. My mom tries to do everything sustainable. It's in our nature because we are born to do that. So my thing is, I'm not contradicting. No, my thing is very simple. These factors, those things have nothing to do with sustainability of an individual. My thing I was talking about, that one I'll never change my opinion on it.
I never discussed that one. That one, that's
ridiculous.
That's why that one
is ridiculous.
I never spoke about.
But anyways, man, we'll talk about this forever.
No, it's not that. I want people to kind of understand when we have conversations on the podcast. I'm not going to sit here and discuss broader things that probably 10,000 podcasts spoke about, something like that. I'm talking about personally about things that you can do and things you can control. There are people who I am saying, yes, man, we have to start taking these things seriously if we are allowed to, and we're in the capacity. Yes, we should normalize how the Makai is doing these things, that because maybe we're onto something. Maybe let's start having conversations.
Yeah, but also
I don't want to wait. I don't want to go into like things like, because that simply hasn't been working for people. Talking about all of these, like, corporations, government, it's not working. They, in my point of view. That's why I said, if you person today has said, and you've been able and you've been privileged to do something, yes, man, it might seem like it's a bit, corporations are pushing us to do it, but it's good that if we start learning how to become more sustainable, so the future generation, can do it, if we're learning from individualistic and also background things, that if we can do the best with what we are given, if we can, because it's a factor of privilege that comes into it.
Yeah,
so
it's about that
man,
time.
I don't wanna discuss on a bigger platform.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Guys, that has been
wait, how many?
It's been almost an hour now.
Yeah.
Well, the guys, obviously, my brother's of the opinion that you shouldn't be able to voice any ideologies that you have as an individual. And my point is, if this podcast should be about how my mind or someone else's mind or thought process should be, I think I'm not gonna. My point is very simple. I don't want to tap dance around certain things.
No.
Saying that maybe
no.
I'm not trying to.
Wait, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Just because media today says I have to sit down.
I don't think it's media, bro.
It is.
It's about what you.
No. I know. I genuinely think it's a. When you just said the word lefts, whatever that fucking word is, which I've never used in my vocab, that means someone says that I'm not allowed to have a number of opinions. I need to be under this ideology. I don't have an
that's
ideology.
Not the point. That's not the point. I said the ideology, the way of that conversation we're having comes from that way of thinking. Because the things that now you're basically trying to dispatch yourself from things just because you're scared to sound as if you're part of the environment.
Scared. No, it's all. I don't know, it's also not about limiting. Man. It's about not limiting myself, because things.
We're never gonna limit ourselves. But there are things that you can you can make reference. This is not
propaganda, bro.
This was purely based on man.
It sounded. It is what it is. American. Like things that we don't even know.
Obviously it's because it's a terminology, bro. Everyone knows it's a terminology.
Those are American politic terminologies.
No, these are not South African politics. It's the same in South Africa, bro.
No.
It's the same. It's
might be a whole lot of similarities.
No, it's the same. It's just the language is different. It's the same. But anyways, guys, man, this has been your podcast, Third Avenue. I know there's been no conclusion to this shit, but maybe remember, sometimes we have conversations not to agree, but maybe just to hear what the other person has to say, and then from there we just create an environment where we can have more conversations, especially about topics that can cause some sort of reactions out of people, because I feel like they're important, and so that at the end of the day I feel like our goal here is for positive growth in our development. And like I said in the beginning of this podcast, you never know, I might change my opinion later on, and I will come here and tell you guys that I've changed my opinion. But yeah, this has been your host Vinny and Hussein, and just like that, guys, thank you for tuning in to Tap Third Avenue podcast. We out.
Peace. Bye.